Celik kasih kok kayak itu buang. Enggak. Lah masuk tenggang enggak ada encak lain. Nanti lah masa tenggang ini encak je baik. Tenggang. Ini cecah bah tinggi nah. Tidak bisa di rendang sesu.
Itu bahasa Inggris TBI memang yes. Jadi ini oke. Itu memang keren. Jarum bawang.
Tuh senang tuh anak-anak minta beli waktu untuk gurunya. Ada aja yang jauh.
Striking attention is the power spot.
Kecil.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Alladzi anzala al-Qur'ana hudan lin-nasi wa
Yang kami hormati, sudah besarkan. Yang kami hormati, kami doa untuk menjadi sudah besarkan. Yang kami hormati, dengan mengulaskan dia dan itu sudah besarkan beserta jajaran. Yang kami hormati, dengan seribu poin sudah besarkan beserta jajaran. Yang kami hormati, Direktur Proses beserta jajaran. Yang kami hormati, Ketua Panitia Joyce Nama segala jalan. Yang kami hormati, segenap sivitas yang memang sudah besarkan. Yang kami hormati, para speaker dan partisipan Joyce Nama Organisasi dari memang sudah besarkan. Serta hadirin kalau undangan yang hadir secara langsung maupun yang hadir secara virtual, maka ada Bapak Ibu orang minat pemasaran Makanya kami ucapkan selamat datang kepada kami dan the most patient and honorables for invited speakers of the 6th International Conference on Education, Science and Engineering, Area and Teacher Training Faculty with Anonymous Batusangka. Associate Professor Dr. Asep Maulana MSc PhD as keynote speaker from Simola Research Laboratory, Oslo, Norwegia. Guntur Tanjung PhD as plenary speakers from Adelaide University, South Australia.
صاحبة الفضيلة أستاذة الدكتورة فاطمة حسين PhD المحاضرة معاصرة مستشارة في مركز التعليم العالي وزارة التربية والتعليم للغات المملكة المغربية.
Professor Dr. B.A.J. Johannes Presburg PhD as plenary speaker from University of Groningen, Netherlands.
صاحبة الفضيلة أستاذة الدكتورة مزلينا جديد مصطفى معاصر من جامعة التربوية سلطان إدريس الملك.
Dan Profesor Dr. Tanjung Muhammad sebagai plenary speaker yang membangun Universitas Indonesia. When pronouncing Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, the opening ceremony of the 6th International Conference on Education, Science and Engineering with the theme Transformation of Technology in the Field of Education, Science and Engineering, Challenges and Opportunities on Thursday, November 28, 2022 at the auditorium of Queen Mahmudinus Batusangka begins. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for us saya Anissa Ukaida, to be masters of our ceremony on this special event. Hadirin yang kami hormati, acara pertama marilah sama-sama kita dengarkan pelantunan ayat suci Al-Quran Karim oleh saudari Laila Najmi. Disilakan.
Langsung take down-nya bang, langsung take down-nya jangan lain.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, kita silakan perwakilan dari pemerintah. ومن وهو
Saya tidak sadar karena الذي سيسوق الشيء sudah orang itu menjadi dari penonton. اللهم ربنا لك الحمد ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك أصلح لنا شأننا كله ولا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين ولا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين ولا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا يا رب العالمين اللهم اجعل كل اللهم اجعل عظيم في عقولنا وقوة صدورنا وجلالنا العالمين اللهم ذكرنا مما نسينا وعلمنا مما جهلنا وارزقنا تلاوته يا حي يا قيوم يا حي يا قيوم يا العالمين اللهم اهدنا واهد الناس اجمعين اللهم اهدنا واهد الناس اجمعين اللهم اهدنا واهد الناس اجمعين اللهم اجعل سخاء اللهم اجعل هذه الدولة آمنة سخاء رخاء وسلما بلاد المسلمين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة وقنا عذاب النار وقنا عذاب النار وقنا عذاب النار.
A short remark from the Chairman of the Coordinating Committee of the 6th International Conference on Education, Science and Engineering 2022. The Honorable Dr. Argument Empiricals, time is yours.
Kalau mic itu masuk.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Of International Conference on Education, Science and Engineering. And Deputy Rector Lee Mahmud the Director and Deputy Director with Mahmud Yunus Marusanda. The head of organization is Islamic University Mahmud Yunus Marusanda. The committee of churches to prepare committee to make this conference possible. The ones will participate and the true audience of this conference. The committee of speakers and speakers who are coming from Great Malaysia, Morocco, and Netherlands. The online association transformation of technology in the field of education, science, and engineering, challenges and opportunities. The keynote speaker of this conference is Associate Prof. Asep Maulana, PhD, from Norway, and the featured speaker includes Associate Prof. Guntur Panju, PhD, from Adelaide University, South Australia. Professor Dr. Marjoli Mamola, MSc, with Mahmud Yunus Marusanda. Prof. Madia, Dr. Madina C. Binti Mustafa, from UPSI, Malaysia. Prof. Fatima Hussaini, with the Language and Communication Division from Morocco. And Prof. B.A.G. Johannes Wester, PhD, from University Groningen, Netherlands. Bapak Rektor, Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, bersama ini juga kami laporkan bahwa akhlak yang masuk ke panitia melalui web ICoESE 6 sebanyak 88 judul artikel. Alhamdulillah setelah melalui proses seleksi oleh tim, ditemukan artikel yang sesuai dengan tema dan skop berjumlah 48 artikel dengan presenter seluruhnya berjumlah 224 orang. Alhamdulillah ICoESE ini dilihat dari presenter meningkat dari tahun ke tahun. Untuk itu kami ucapkan terima kasih pada Bapak Rektor beserta jajaran, Bapak Dekan beserta jajaran, dan seluruh panitia yang sudah bekerja sama, bekerja keras menyiapkan acara ini untuk suksesnya acara ini, beserta presenter dan partisipan yang alhamdulillah juga meningkat dari tahun ke tahun. Luaran dari konferensi ini adalah publikasi artikel di proceeding terindeks Scopus. Untuk itu, FTIK melanjutkan kerjasama dengan ICoESE Publishing. Alhamdulillah pada tahun 2022 telah publish keluaran kegiatan ICoESE 5. Semoga proceeding ICoESE 6 ini juga terindeks Scopus di tahun 2023. Akhirnya kami berharap Bapak Dekan FTIK dapat memberikan kata sambutan dan kepada Bapak Rektor memberikan sambutan arahan dan sekaligus membuka kegiatan ICoESE 6 ini secara resmi. Atas segala kekurangan dan kelemahan, kami dari panitia mengucapkan mohon maaf yang sebesar-besarnya. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bapak Ibu hadirin yang kami hormati, acara selanjutnya sambutan dari Dekan Fakultas Tarbiyah dan Ilmu Kedua UIN Mahmud sudah bersama kepada Bapak Dr. Nafiul MPD. Disilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh. Wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. La nabiyya ba'dahu. Amma ba'du. Ya Allah, Direktur Islamic University Muhammad Pasangkar, selalu mengalami para istri. Vice Rector Wahyu Muslim University Muhammad Pasangkar, Sedang Arab, Sedang Arab, Fakulti Syariah, Sedang Arab. Sekarang Director Postgraduate SD or Islamic and all participants in the national conference. Di 5 November 2022. Bersyukur kepada Allah Subhanahu wa taala atas kelimpahan berkat dan berpikir. Alhamdulillah, sebagian bantuan, dukungan, dan dorongan dari beberapa ekor dan pendidik selalu mengangkatkan imbauan di atas nama Kongres. Maka Fakultas Pertanian pada hari ini telah melaksanakan International Conference on Education, Science and Engineering yang ke-6, mana dari tahun ke tahun kita selalu berupaya untuk mengangkatkan dan kualitas pada conference yang kita laksanakan. Kemudian pada tahun 2020 adalah merupakan tahun pertama kita menjadikan International Conference on Education, Science and Engineering terindeks di ICoESE. Alhamdulillah pada itu IPK sekarang ada sebanyak 87 dosen yang memiliki ICoESE dan 50 mahasiswa di IPK yang juga memiliki ICoESE. Ini artinya adalah kita mencoba memacu dosen-dosen maupun mahasiswa terus selalu melahirkan karya-karya tulis, di mana karya tulis mereka ini kita upayakan bisa dipublish baik melalui nasional, jurnal maupun internasional. Salah satunya adalah melalui kegiatan internasional. Tentu kita berharap ke depan dan kami di fakultas pada 2020 ada kolaborasi dan kegiatan dan juga akan masing-masing kegiatan tersebut akan bisa tertulis di jurnal nasional maupun jurnal yang terekspos. Amin, amin ya rabbal alamin. Dan di tahun ke-6 pelaksanaan ini, dan juga berharap dengan adanya berbicara utama daripada strategi dari Belanda, Maroko, Malaysia, dan Indonesia, tentu ini akan memperbanyak dan memperluas kesenjangan pengetahuan tentang bidang teknologi dan ilmu yang berbeda. Insyaallah kami akan membuat ke depan bagaimana kita akan bisa kita kembangkan dan kita tingkatkan menjadi lebih baik untuk masa-masa yang akan datang. Terakhir, kami mohon kepada Bapak Rektor untuk memberikan sambutan sekaligus membuka secara resmi International Conference on Education, Science and Engineering 2022 di Fakultas Pertanian dan Kedua. Demikian pertanyaan maaf, yaitu Hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Kalimat luar biasa. Generasi sejarah yang sebenarnya hukumnya
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Yang saya hormati, Yang Honorable Associate Professor Dr. Ahmad Maulana, as the keynote speaker from Laboratory School, Norwegian. The second one is Associate Professor Dr. PhD from the University of Australia. Professor Madia Dr. Mandina Seri Mustafa from UPI Malaysia. Professor Fatimah PhD of Language and Communication Assistant from Marco. Professor D.A.G. Johannes Bergberg, PhD from the University of Groningen, Netherlands. Para Director Mati Direktur Setahun Direktur Pasca Bencana Win Mahmud Tersangka pejabat berikut Win tersangka yang hadir dan satu ketua panitia ICoESE tahun 2022 beserta jajaran Al-Muharram Syekh Ali dari arah Situa Ilham
Lowly. The Honorable all the presenter and all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Alhamdulillah wa syukrulillah. Let us praise our thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who always give us His blessing and grace to all of us, so that we can attend the opening ceremony of the 6th International Conference on Education, Science and Engineering, ICoESE 6 of Faculty Tarbiyah and Teacher Training of UIN Mahmud Yunus Batu Sangkar, with them transformation of technology in the field of education, science, technology and engineering, challenges and opportunities. Then prayer and greeting may always be delivered to our beloved Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, his family and friend, and anyone who love him. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. First of all, I am in the name of Rector of UIN Mahmud Yunus Batu Sangkar, would like to welcome you all. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum in UIN Mahmud Yunus Batu Sangkar through Zoom meeting and secara langsung berada di UIN Mahmud Yunus Batu Sangkar. UIN Mahmud Yunus Batu Sangkar sebagai kampus Sains Islam Refleksi Suro Minangkabau terus berkomitmen dan berusaha maksimal dengan segenap sumber daya yang tersedia mengantarkan perguruan tinggi ini agar lebih baik dan lebih baik lagi ke depannya, lebih maju, lebih gemilang, terbilang, baik di tingkat regional, nasional maupun internasional. To the keynote speaker and invited speaker, presenter, ladies and gentlemen, your attendance in this virtual or hybrid international conference is very meaningful to us, to development of the science, technology, and engineering in educational transformation. Your active participation will give contribution to the finding the schematic and academic solution, and is expected to give us a positive impact for the development, human and global civilization, investing and transformation of technology in the field of education, science, and engineering. International Conference ICoESE 6 Fakultas Tarbiyah dan Ilmu Keguruan UIN Mahmud Yunus Batu Sangkar ini adalah salah satu kegiatan yang merupakan implementasi dari 5 arah kebijakan rektor UIN Mahmud Yunus Batu Sangkar yang kita sering sebut dengan panca kebijakan rektor, terutama di bidang rekognisi dosen. Dalam rangka peningkatan mutu dosen, baik dalam pendidikan dan pengajaran dan penelitian, serta pengabdian kepada masyarakat, kita akan support terus segala kegiatan termasuk dalam hal publikasi ilmiah. Tadi kita mendengar dari Ketua Panitia ada 88 tulisan yang masuk. Ini menandakan bahwa semangat dan aura positif yang telah dimunculkan oleh para peneliti dan penulis baik dari kalangan dosen dan peneliti di Indonesia sudah mulai bersemangat khususnya untuk mengikuti konferensi internasional yang ada di UIN Mahmud Yunus Batu Sangkar. Kemudian ICoESE 6 ini juga untuk meningkatkan akreditasi unggul yang harus ada di UIN Mahmud Yunus Batu Sangkar. Karena akreditasi unggul setidaknya didukung oleh 4 syarat perlu. Salah satunya adalah ditentukan oleh skor butir penilaian publikasi ilmiah di jurnal yang dipublikasi dalam 3 tahun terakhir dengan nilai minimal 3,25. Salah satu cara untuk meningkatkan publikasi ilmiah adalah dengan cara menggelar international conference dan mempublish proceeding yang terindeks di dalam Scopus. Alhamdulillah, Universitas memberikan penghargaan kepada dekan dan jajaran panitia ICoESE 5 yang telah sukses menyelenggarakan international conference dan mempublikasikannya dalam proceeding internasional terindeks Scopus di American International Proceeding AIP yang sudah publish di awal tahun 2022 ini. Terima kasih kepada semua presenter dan penulis yang telah membersamai ICoESE 5 tersebut. Kemudian universitas juga sangat mensupport setiap dosen yang berhasil mempublish artikelnya di jurnal nasional terakreditasi maupun jurnal internasional yang terindeks Scopus. Hal ini ditunjukkan dengan memberikan reward kepada dosen yang berhasil mempublish artikelnya pada jurnal yang terakreditasi pada jurnal terindeks Sinta dan Scopus tersebut. Melalui konferensi ini tertumpang harapan ada peningkatan publikasi ilmiah dosen maupun peneliti di Indonesia agar jumlah jurnal internasional di kampus ini dan di Indonesia pada umumnya terus bertambah dari tahun ke tahun. Ibu Bapak sekalian hadirin yang saya hormati, pada tahun ini tentu kita mengharapkan kepada dekan dan kepada ketua panitia ICoESE agar kembali melanjutkan sukses pelaksanaan ICoESE 5 tahun lalu. Terkhusus tentu dalam hal mempublishkan seluruh tulisan yang terkumpul dalam International Conference pada kali ini agar segera diterbitkan di dalam jurnal atau proceeding internasional terindeks Scopus sehingga akan memberikan aura baru khususnya pada PT KIN yang mampu mempublikasikan karya-karya terbaik para presenter di publikasi terpercaya dan terbesar dunia yang terindeks Scopus ini. Kami berjanji untuk mewujudkan itu semua dengan bantuan dari segala pihak agar sempurna dan optimal dan bisa bermanfaat bagi keilmuan dan pendidikan anak bangsa. I do appreciate your joining this conference. Thus, my deepest gratitude and appreciation are addressed to the keynote and invited speaker, all the presenter and participant, and all the committee that has worked so hard for this event. Demikian sambutan ini. Terima kasih dan penghargaan yang sebesar-besarnya kepada semua pihak, baik yang hadir di sini secara langsung maupun yang mengikuti secara Zoom meeting. Saya ucapkan selamat menggelar International Conference. Finally, by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and expecting blessing from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the 6th International Conference on education, science, and engineering. ICoESE 6 officially open. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and I'm sorry for any mistake. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much to respectable Professor Dr. Marjuni Mamora MSD for officially opening today's conference.
Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, demikianlah rangkaian acara pembukaan ICoESE 6 tahun 2022 Fakultas Tarbiyah dan Ilmu Keguruan UIN Mahmud Yunus Batu Sangkar. Kami selaku pembawa acara mohon undur diri. Terima kasih atas perhatian. Kami akhiri dengan sebuah pantun. Lelah mendaki Gunung Merapi, lelah lepas lihat ada wis bersemi lagi. Sampai di sini dari MC, jika rindu, ICoESE 7 ada lagi. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah, warido wal inayah, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ya, mohon maaf Bapak, kita foto bersama sebentar Pak. Ya. Bismillah. Oke. Halo ya, sudah. Oke. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbis rahli sadri. Oke. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable, the Dean of Faculty, Tarbiyah Faculty, Bapak Dr. Adripen MPD, the Honorable Vice Dean of Fakultas Tarbiyah dan Ilmu Keguruan, Universitas Islam Negeri Mahmud Yunus Batu Sangkar, and then the Honorable Head of Departments at Faculty of Tarbiyah and Education, and then the most important person for today, our keynote speaker, the Honorable Associate Professor Bapak Asep Maulana PhD from Simula Research Laboratory, Oslo, Norway. So welcome, Bapak, to our international seminar. Well, first of all, let's say Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin for the God's blessing. And then we can hold our international conference under the theme Transformation of Technology in the Field of Education, Science and Engineering, Challenges and Opportunities. And then for our keynote speaker for today is Bapak Associate Professor Asep Maulana PhD. Welcome, Bapak. And then, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's open our seminar by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so I am Unitary SSMPD as the moderator today. I will inform to you that our agenda for today is presentation by our keynote speaker, and he will deliver his speech about the artificial intelligence, its current trends. And then, but before time comes, I would like to introduce to you our keynote speaker. His name is Bapak Asep Maulana PhD, and he is currently working as a postdoctoral research scientist at Simula Research Laboratory, Oslo, Norwegia. And before that, he was a lecturer in some national universities in Universitas Pajajaran and at Telkom University and Uniba, and he is also postdoctoral researcher in Tilburg University as well as University Leiden, Netherlands. And to make it short, okay, so to make it short, we will have our special time for today to Bapak Associate Professor Asep Maulana PhD to deliver his presentation, and then after that we will have question and answer session. Kepada Bapak dipersilahkan.
Thank you. Everybody can hear my voice?
Not yet clear, Bapak.
Okay. It is not clear?
Okay, so
everybody,
yeah, that's good enough.
okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahilladzi ja'ala syamsa diya'a wal qamara nura wa ja'ala layla libasa wan nahara ma'asya wa khalaqa kulla syai'in ajwaja liyabluwan nas ayyuhum ahsanu amala. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah shadiqul wa'du wa asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah khairul insan al-mustafa. To the honorable of rector, dean, or head of department, maybe. Thanks for invitation to give a talk in this international conference on education, science, and engineering, I think. I hope this also, let's say, in our tradition, in our culture, we call this as silaturahmi. That's mean something in good meaning, that I could present something in this conference. Anyway, thank you for everybody who already invite me to this conference. In this conference, of course, I would love to talk about what I'm doing currently. So I'm doing research in artificial intelligence. About my background is I did my bachelor in in Indonesia at Pajajaran University in computer science, and then I did my master's studies in artificial intelligence in Sweden, and then I did my PhD in computer science at Leiden University in Netherlands, and my thesis in my PhD is about complex network analysis. After I finished my study from Leiden University, also, of course, I did teaching at University in Indonesia, and getting back to Netherlands and Germany, I did my postdoc at Tilburg University and Osnabrück University in Germany at the same time, and then getting back to Indonesia, and currently I'm working on research on machine learning for social network analysis. So my background all about computer science and artificial intelligence. Then today I would love to deliver. I want to love to give speech about artificial intelligence. Sorry, I a bit worried. If everybody could hear my voice clearly or not. Yes, if so, then I will continue. Can I share my, I will share my screen, I think. Everybody can see share of my screen. Okay. If there is something, my voice not clear, then please let me know. We talk about artificial intelligence. I think it is for everybody is very familiar if we talk about what is artificial intelligence. But as a definition, of course, artificial intelligence is a simulation of human intelligence processed by machine. Nowadays, let's say we call it especially did by computer system. Or different definition is the field of study that aim to build intelligent machine that could mimic or exceed natural human intelligence. But in fact, I was thinking that artificial intelligence more than mimic or exceed natural human intelligence, because in fact, artificial intelligence tries to do something which is very likely impossible, can be done by human intelligence. Of course, many disciplines for this artificial intelligence in computer science, information engineering. Of course, another thing about mathematics, proof of mathematics theory, for instance, in number of theory, or let's say about algebra abstract or any other field in mathematics, it could be easier to prove it by artificial intelligence approach. And also in psychology, chemical, and the other stuff. Will be very interesting to talk about artificial intelligence, especially if you talk in human life, as my research currently is about social network analysis. But then, in the past, we talk about artificial intelligence more like a robot, or maybe currently we have automatic car, but in the past more about robot. But now artificial intelligence, of course, also software as a product of artificial intelligence. Let's say you have Siri in your mobile phone, or you have Google Translate. This, of course, implementation of artificial intelligence. That's mean the robot itself is not a machine, but the robot itself is software. But now, currently, especially in big industry, artificial intelligence could lead to some application of machine learning. Now we talk about big data. Big data, that's mean related to how a machine can learn something or some pattern from the data. That's mean nowadays in big data era, machine learning as application of artificial intelligence lead for some aspect. And artificial intelligence, of course, is like, yeah, everybody knows about this and it's very popular. But then we talk about more artificial intelligence, deep and deeper, we talk about machine learning. But nowadays, more deeper than machine learning, we can say there is a special discipline or special some theory, but indeed it is machine learning. But then this machine learning, because it's deep and deeper, we call it as deep learning. Deep learning is like subset of machine learning in which artificial neural network adapt and learn from a lot of data or from very, very large data. Actually, currently I'm working on deep learning, and the software for deep learning, the algorithm itself, it's graph neural network. Now I'm working with deep learning, and very interesting and could apply in many applications. My current work, this CNN apply for social network analysis. Next, I will talk about the social network analysis. Then if we talk about machine learning, we have the name, let's say, I don't want to talk more about this because this is more about theory of computer science itself. It's quite complicated about it. But the machine learning, there is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and semi-supervised learning. Supervised learning learn from human labeled data. That's mean the data already labeled by human. But unsupervised learning, it's to find the hidden structure from the data, and the data somehow without label. But semi-supervised learning is the train of network or neural network, which is the data could be some part of the data are labeled or not, or with some help, some robot, let's say, to give some instruction, for instance. So I don't want to talk more about this because this is more theoretical aspect of computer science. Then I will, this is also related to more about machine learning. I will talk application of artificial intelligence and machine learning in some very interesting thing. Maybe everybody knows about Deep Blue. In 1997, computer scientists, they found the software how to play chess. And the most popular chess player could be defeated by Deep Blue. And you could imagine in the chess, there is probability to have a move of chess is about 10 to the power of 120. If we talk about atom, next also I will talk about chemoinformatic application in machine learning. Number of atom in the universe is about 10 to the power of 80. And the number of possible move in chess are 10 to the power of 120. In the past 97, AI, I'm developer of AI, they could found this Deep Blue how to defeat human. It's very smart to the time. This is only the possibility of move in the chess is about 10 to the power of 120. But nowadays, one of the game very old is about, I think it's about 3,000 years ago. The Chinese game, it's named Go. This is more complicated than chess, and even the player needs some people to play with it and make special strategy to make the game. And the game is very complicated, and the possible move in this game is about 10 to the power of 170.
Nasional dan sistematis untuk mencapai kesetaraan dan
Okay, let's continue. Then nowadays, this AlphaGo is a special software developed to play this game, and already finished and is now become more popular because with this game they can beat the player with smart player with a good strategy. What does mean? AI could develop with many applications, and as I told you, in the past, artificial intelligence could define as something to mimic human intelligence. But nowadays, in fact, artificial intelligence could do something that human being cannot do. What that means is more than to mimic human intelligence. This AlphaGo quite popular now, and this also still develop more and more, especially by DeepMind. DeepMind is one company, a special company in artificial intelligence based in UK and already by Google. But they nowadays they develop more and more about this about some game, and to make another possibility in doing. I mean, somehow it's quite crazy, but yes, this human being, they want to develop more and more about the application of their finding. So this is very interesting. In the future will be, application of AI is very powerful. Another thing, let's say in natural language processing, of course, we know about Google Translate. So you write your language, let's say Indonesian language, you write it, then you can easily translate it to English. Even some structure is not very well, but still quite good, and always improve much better. Within 2 years ago, maybe it's not very good, but nowadays the translation much better and more and more. But in the future, with this NLP, that's mean artificial intelligence in natural language processing, they want to improve. What is I mean, the objective of the research currently? Some group of people, some group of AI developer, they want to build like the system of the machine, which is called translate one language to all other languages. The main objective of this research, they want to make like special system. Let's say this, we have a meeting with Zoom, and people coming from different countries. let's say some people coming from Africa, from US, from Europe, from Asia, and all the people could talk with their own language. Let's say Indonesia, they talk with Indonesian language in front of computer, but then people in Africa who hear the people talk in English, in Indonesian language, but they will understand with their language. That's mean if I talk in English here, but you could hear my voice with Indonesian language. So if everybody can speak with their own language and all the other people could understand with their own language, that means it's very powerful. And nowadays, the developer in AI want to build the system. Of course, let's say in language, some different word, but they won't have some meaning. Like here, cyclosporin with cyclosporin, it has some meaning. So the machine could learn about this and know that it is some meaning. Or let's say different expression, but same meaning. Non-smoker with the nice tobacco, even different word and different expression, but it has a meaning. Then for this point, the machine could understood about this, and then it's very powerful machine to make it to use for human. Another thing also, nowadays we have a lot of application, like let's say in Indonesia very popular WhatsApp, or maybe Signal, or application for chatting, or Skype in the past, or any other application. And nowadays all application also like Facebook or Instagram, they develop the machine to have special capacity or special ability to work with this natural language processing. So in AI, in NLP also still developed by AI developer. But here, now I will talk exactly what I'm doing now. I will talk first about social network analysis. So my PhD, I did my PhD with the topic many objective optimization and complex network analysis. And my first postdoc, it was in Tilburg and Osnabrück University, is about anomaly detection in complex networks. Let's say, what is social network analysis? So it is a process of knowing from social structure through the theory of graph or networks. The graph is mathematical theory. The graph, that means the connection between node or vertex connecting by link or edge. So here, for instance, in the picture, we have man or human. They make communication one to the other, and the communication one to the other, that means they have link, they have connection. The connection in mathematical theory, they call as edge. In network, we call it a link. So finding group or finding who is the most important people in the group is this is until now this is still very interesting research. Also, to find the community or clustering of the network, clustering of the people, that means also grouping the people, they depend on some orientation or depend on some communication, also very important in the group. And finding the most influential node or person in the network by measuring centrality. This is in mathematics actually. The centrality called closeness centrality, degree centrality, between centrality, and other centrality measure, because about seven centrality measure in mathematics. What is the function? The function is to find the most important person in the network. In the past, I did research more about this network science, but nowadays, in analysis of social network could be done by applying machine learning. Here, currently, I'm working with machine learning for task prediction in social network analysis. What is task prediction? In the network, we have, let's say, the network, social network analysis. The network consists of network of people, and people communicate one to the other. We want to know who is the most important one, but also we want to predict one person belong to which group in the network, or what one person, if come to the group as a newcomer, or to which person or to which group he will belong to. That's mean task prediction is very difficult to be done by human, but machine learning, that's mean application of artificial intelligence, could do that. Like in my current work in deep learning, I'm working on graph neural network, GNN, for node prediction, not in network, that's mean in social network, that's mean person, and link, that's mean edge. We want to know if someone, for instance, actually, currently I'm working with Twitter data, and the number of nodes is about 1.6 billion node. That's mean 1.6 billion people in the world. And the Twitter data, it has properties. What is the properties? Let's say in Twitter, they have a number of followers, number of like, number of tweet, and also they have like a special label. With those label, we know that some people in the network, they do, let's say, hate speech, or they do spreading hoax. Then it's difficult to find people, let's say, one group, they spreading hoax, but we know some people outside of this group, it's belong to spreader or not. So machine learning can learn about this and can predict this person belong to spreader or hoax or not. That means machine learning could do very nice prediction for some tasks in social network analysis. This is very interesting that I'm doing now, currently working. Also, is also, I mean, very good for us if we want to review some people in spreading very bad news, or let's say spreading some hoax, because spreading hoax could lead very bad condition in the society. That's why we need to do to make, like, let's say we need to make a war with people who always spreading the hoax. And in this capacity, I mean, in machine learning, is very interesting to apply it in finding or detecting something in the network. This is application in social network analysis. Sorry, will there some question during the presentation or the question after some presentation? Please let me know.
Okay.
Okay. Then I will continue.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. But still very clear. My voice is very clear there.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Then I will talk a bit about AI in chemoinformatics and drug discovery. As I said previous slide, the number of atoms in the universe, in the world, is 10 to the power of about 80, or 10 to the power of 82, actually. And we know that in drug discovery, drug consists of molecule, and molecule compounded by atoms. So atom build a molecule, and molecule is part of the drug. We have special molecule machine learning. The work for molecule machine learning exactly like social network analysis. What that mean? We could conclude that in molecule machine learning, the molecule is a group of atoms joined together by physical bonds. That means the atoms interact one to the other, which is the atom also dynamic. and they forming a molecule, and molecule itself as a material for the drug. And the molecule, if we see, you can see also here in the picture. In the picture, you see the number 6, 4, 3, and so on. This is kind of network, kind of graph. In graph theory, graph that's mean in mathematics, we have node and we have link. Link that's mean edge in mathematics, node vertex in mathematics. That's mean connection between them make it as a network, as a graph. And molecule is kind of graph, kind of network, which is with the theory of a network, as I explained in social network analysis, we have like clustering to group the molecule, let's say, or to find the most important node, or the most important in chemistry is something different. And also my background not coming from chemistry, but at least as I knew that this molecule is form of a network, and with this network we could do machine learning to investigate or even to manipulate this network. So again, graph neural network, as I'm working currently, is a tool, as a very powerful machine learning that's very popular currently. Actually, if let's say if we want to work like in Pfizer, or if we want to work like what is Bayer is from German, the company Pfizer or AstraZeneca, they ask about this deep learning tool. That's mean graph neural network. Graph neural network is deep learning method in manipulating, finding, predicting some network. So, So with this graph neural network, we could manipulate or find some very matched network in the molecule. In the past, to find some drug, it took like 2 to 5 years, or even more than 5 years. But nowadays, you could imagine, as I wrote here, it's written, the number of atoms is 10 to the power of 82. You could imagine 10 to the power of 12, then that's mean 1 trillion. But 10 to the power of 80 is very, very large data, very large molecule. If you could do manipulation and prediction about this molecule, that's mean you could find some special molecule that you want with any manipulation. So in the past, let's say it took like some years, 5 years, 10 years in finding some special drug. But nowadays, with this machine learning, people with artificial intelligence, the chemist people, I mean people from chemistry, collaborate with people from artificial intelligence, they could make or find some special drug or medicine in very fast. That's mean also in currently, as I said, artificial intelligence more than doing something that human could do, but more than that. That's mean artificial intelligence could do something that human cannot do. This is more than the first. I mean, the objective of artificial intelligence at the first time is to mimic intelligence of human, but now more intelligent than human itself. I don't know, because still maybe 5 minutes to 10 minutes, maybe. Okay. Another thing I will talk about medical diagnosis. What is medical diagnosis? In Indonesia, I heard about we have like Halo Dokter, but also in US, I heard in the past, I used to talk with people coming from Babylon Health. Babylon Health is like a company, like in Indonesia, is like Hello Doctor, but they are very comprehensive because if you have this application, because they need to pay about this, so this application could guide some people to diagnose what happened in their body. This is the theory is based on knowledge of God. So artificial intelligence in medical diagnosis is very powerful currently. That's mean also this is also in discussion. That's in the future maybe kind of doctor that we know today, we will not need this kind of doctor anymore because artificial intelligence will replace them. Maybe no need to go to doctor for diagnose some problem in your body, in your lung, for instance, in your heart, but you could ask all problem in your body to some application. Also, in surgery, this AI is very powerful, especially in image analysis or in what is to make the image very clear with some special camera or some special tool, very small, and this tool could feel some very small thing. It's also based on computer vision. But anyway, in all aspects of our life, artificial intelligence is like inevitability to have it. Human or government or an institution in the future, they need to have specific, they need to have this application or collaboration with artificial intelligence in doing something. Let's say, like in dictionary or any others, that might be we didn't realize that something in the future, in the near future, this AI application could lead to replacing some function, or function of human being, of course. And also this is a big discussion about that. That's why maybe some people didn't agree about development of a new era of artificial intelligence, but in fact, is I told you, in fact, is inevitability. That means we cannot refuse about this. I don't want to talk more about this. Also, I want to talk a bit in lawyers. Also, in lawyers, if we talk artificial intelligence in lawyers, it's like artificial intelligence also in medical diagnosis. So it also now is already happened in US, that special application for a lawyer. That means if some problem happen, then the application has database, and from database by theory of knowledge gap or knowledge gap, they can see something or to find something, some problem in the past, and easily could extract from the database, and all information they can have very easy. And how to solve this problem also, there is the way to solve it based on this database. What that mean in lawyers, this AI already applied in some countries and replace some lawyers. Also, this is something that might be happen early in Indonesia, maybe, or I don't know, maybe, yeah, some years in the future, maybe. But anyway, I think it's already 30 minutes because I had I need to give a talk about 30 minutes, but then we could continue with some discussion. Because here also I cannot talk more about, actually I have some slide about autocall and the other thing, but if I'm not wrong, I have only 30 minutes. I don't know about moderator.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Bapak Azam Maulana, Well, that's a very, very interesting topic here. Well, I would like to conclude what Pak Maulana delivered for today, that AI is a very functional application, that especially for our future life. But I'm afraid, Bapak Maulana, do you think that AI will dominate human life in the future?
Yeah. This is you can see also my screen here. I think this is also the sorry. Where is? Maybe this is yes. This is the last slide. Maybe.
Some questions from the audience. Okay, so
Yes.
any questions related to AI, especially about
as I said, AI could lead to replace human being in some of course, like for job, because AI will replace human being. You see, when there is a discussion between Jack Ma and Elon Musk, they talk about AI in the future. Elon Musk saying something different with Jack Ma, and Elon Musk saying that he was saying that AI for sure will replace some part that human do right now. This is for sure in the future.
Okay.
But also, but there's discussion, quite a long discussion. Actually, I always talk with my professor in 2017 in Leiden, in Netherlands. We talk about optimization because my topic of my PhD is about many objective optimization. In optimization world, okay, related to robot and so on, in the future could be all we are working currently, human work currently, they replaced by robot, and human just staying. So you could stay at home, go to the beach, go to the mall and so on, and go who doing farming and the other stuff by robot. Could be possible in the future, but this is needs special regulation. It's also Elon Musk talk about this. So I mean that for sure this AI will replace some part of human activity, what human do currently in the future.
Okay.
But then, of course, that's why I mean the government, all the people need to realize about it, and then also there is special research about AI, ethic in AI. So ethic of AI, that means everybody will need to think more about what should be happen and what something we need to refuse.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, do you have any question related to artificial intelligence? Ternyata artificial intelligence itu dari 1997 itu sudah dilakukan, terutama misalnya dalam games, ya tadi sudah dipresentasikan oleh Bapak Prof kita. Dan bagaimana dengan audiens, baik yang ada di ruangan maupun yang di Zoom, silakan kalau ada yang mau bertanya, you may ask directly to our speaker, or maybe you want to chat in our chat board. Any questions so far?
For your information, currently, actually, when I was invited to this conference, I didn't know that my talk will be in 9 morning. I was thinking 9 morning in Oslo. Yeah. That's mean 3 So here still 3. I mean now still 4 in the morning, and still very dark, of course, because subuh prayer time it's about 7:30, and on 9 still dark here. So morning will be 10, will be a bit light.
I see. Okay, any question? Silakan. Jadi IA itu tidak hanya untuk game saja ya, not only for education but for almost all of human aspects. Start from human natural language. Jadi, so in the future we don't need interpreter anymore. We don't need translator anymore. Yeah. And if you go abroad, so don't be afraid. Yeah, you just use machine, and then the machine will translate it to you. Okay. Any questions so far? But I'm interested in the way AI works. So based on your presentation, actually artificial intelligence can predict something, so it is based on network. Is that right?
Yeah, this is about molecule and about social network analysis. We could predict something in the network. But of course, another stuff is not about network.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Is there any question? So let's see the chat board first. Silakan kalau ada. Oh ya, silakan. The audience will ask you a question, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Is it okay if he question you in Bahasa?
It's okay. That's we are discussion about so.
That's okay. Silakan. Don't forget to say your name, yeah. He is one of our student here.
Silakan.
Okay, thank you, sir. Permission. Question.
In Bahasa will be okay. Boleh dengan bahasa Indonesia.
Bahasa Indonesia ada. Bahasa Indonesia.
Yes, silakan Mas Nusi aja, Mas Nusi.
Baiklah, perkenalkan nama saya Rio Pungestu dari jurusan Pendidikan Agama Islam semester 3.
Ya.
Baiklah, di sini saya ingin bertanya kepada Bapak mengenai aplikasi apa saja itu yang dapat diterapkan oleh program ini. Mungkin hanya itu. Sekian, terima kasih, Pak.
Ya.
Okay. Is it clear, bro?
Ya. Oke. Apa AI yang bisa diterapkan dalam mata kuliah agama, kurang lebih begitu ya?
Pendidikan agama Islam. Ya.
Agama Islam. Kita tahu misalnya Al-Quran bisa menghitung dengan aplikasi komputer, itu AI yang sederhana, bisa menghitung jumlah kata dalam Al-Quran. Misalnya kita sudah tahu kan jumlah bulan ternyata ada 12, jumlah ayam, yaum atau hari itu ada 30 gitu kan ya, 365. Jadi itu adalah cara mencari kata dengan jumlah tertentu. Tapi lebih dari itu, in language aspect, dari sisi bahasa ya, bisa saja AI itu could learn about the pattern in Holy Quran. Any pattern. Let's say we know, kita tahu bahwa jumlah huruf dalam Al-Quran itu jumlahnya sekian. Tapi belum ada yang mencari tahu setiap surat itu dengan jumlah huruf sekian itu, misalnya dalam setiap surat, kemudian patternnya seperti apa. Bisa jadi pattern yang ada di surat Al-Fatihah dengan surat Al-Baqarah dengan surat Yasin itu berbeda. Memahami pattern itu in data science, in machine learning could learn some pattern, and all the pattern could lead to have some different meaning. Bahwa pattern, bentuk dari segala sesuatu itu memberikan sebuah informasi. Siapa tahu orang kan dalam Islam itu kalau berdoa membaca Al-Fatihah, belum ada yang menggunakan machine learning misalnya, yang mencari tahu pattern yang terada dalam surat Al-Fatihah misalnya. Ini sangat menarik tentunya. Tapi juga berbicara tentang hadis misalnya. Perdebatan hadis kalau di kalangan Muslim yang disebut Muslim Sunni kebanyakan, yang namanya kitab Bukhari Muslim itu dianggap sebagai hadis yang sangat mutawatir, pasti sahih dan dianggap mutawatir dalam berbagai aspek, dianggap tidak ada doibnya bahkan mungkin, tapi bagi sebagian ilmuwan banyak hadis doib yang terkandung dalam Bukhari. Kemudian kontradiktif itu terjadi, machine learning bisa mudah memahami kontradiktif antara berbagai kalimat. Itu hampir dapat dipastikan. Artinya kalau orang Islam ingin mengembangkan machine learning dalam konteks Quran dari berbagai aspek maksud saya, dari segi bahasa atau dari segi pattern ya, itu berbeda ya. Pattern juga bisa pattern huruf, bisa pattern bahasa, itu beda juga. Artinya machine learning bisa dipakai untuk mencari informasi tertentu dari pattern tertentu dari dalam Al-Quran. That means a lot of information could investigate in Holy Quran and Hadith that lead to some new information, maybe, we don't know. Mungkin ada sesuatu kalau orang menganggap Quran itu adalah mukjizat yang luar biasa. Oke, mukjizat masa lalu seperti apa? Sekarang kita tahu sedikit mukjizatnya adalah ternyata bilangan dalam Al-Quran itu luar biasa. Misalkan jumlah hari 365, jumlah bulan itu ada 12 misalnya ya. Kemudian jumlah malaikat itu sama jumlahnya dengan kata setan misalnya. Dan lain sebagainya, jumlah sholat dan lain sebagainya itu jumlahnya itu luar biasa. Itu artinya bukan sembarang kitab. Tapi siapa tahu pattern bentuk-bentuk huruf dalam Al-Quran dengan jumlah dan lain sebagainya itu mengandung mukjizat yang lain. Artinya mengandung keagungan yang lain. Dan saya yakin machine learning bisa melakukan itu.
Okay, thank you very much for the response. Berarti intinya mahasiswa PAI pun harus menguasai ilmu computer science in order to update. Kemudian kita bisa survive in the future. Kemudian one more question. Is it? Okay. Well, actually, there is one more question, but the committee has give me sign, so I think it is the end for our first session. So the presentation from our keynote speaker. Tapi intinya adalah artificial intelligence is just a machine. Is that right, Prof? Jadi yang paling yang harus kita apakan itu adalah kita sebagai pembangun mesinnya, yang harus lebih berkuasa lagi daripada mesin. Jadi kalau misalnya ditanya apakah mesin itu akan mendominasi kehidupan kita, don't be afraid. Kita tetap harus lebih superior than the machine. Is that right? Do you agree, Prof?
Actually, artificial intelligence on the machine. So we build the machine. But people who build the machine could be different one to the other. Some people want to build something, but the other people could refuse about that. If they think it's dangerous, so they will refuse. So depend on the human. I mean, human beings still the main role in this life, in this universe.
Okay, thank you very much, and applause for our keynote speaker for today. Terima kasih sekali lagi Bapak, dan kita sudahi dengan mengucapkan Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih sekali lagi Bapak. See you later.
Okay, thank you. See you.
Bye-bye. Okay, so we come to our invited speaker. We come to the second session. The second presentation will be delivered by Bapak Guntur Tanjung, Dr. Guntur Tanjung from University of Adelaide. Okay, kemudian welcome Puan Mazlina from UPSI.
our third speaker, yeah? Well, now we come, to make it short, we come to the second speaker, our invited speaker, and Bapak Dr. Guntur Tanjung from University of Adelaide, and he will deliver his presentation under the title, Technology Transformation in Grain Research and Development. Okay, so Bapak Guntur, you will be given 30 minutes for presentation. Yeah, time is yours.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Just double check, is my audio voice is okay enough?
Okay, don't forget to introduce yourself, Bapak.
All right then. I thought we have my CV already in there. Maybe someone can just read the quick CV before I started.
Let me see. Well, before delivering his presentation, the committee has provided the CV from Bapak Guntur. Okay, so Bapak Guntur, he is from, Bapak Guntur is from Sumatera, but he is now
Yes.
in University, and he got his PhD at Mechatronic Engineering at University of Adelaide, kemudian Master Teknik at Universitas Gadjah Mada, and his first degree in Ikip Padang, especially electronic engineering. Okay, now he is currently he is a mechatronic and maintenance engineer, and he is also a manager of equipment maintenance of Australian plant phenomenon facility, and he is also active in bioinformation. He is also bioinformation, and he is also, he got level 1 certified infrared thermographer. And he is also a licensed remote drone pilot. And at last, he is a member of Engineers Australia. Okay, amazing. Now, let's welcome Bapak Guntur Tanjung. And he will deliver his presentation on the title Technology Transformation in Grain Research and Development. Okay, the screen is yours, Bapak.
Thank you very much. Can someone start my presentation, please? I shared the contents already. Can someone start it?
Please share.
Yes, please just share the screen and I will start my presentation. Okay, while we are waiting, and then I'm very honored when invite me to give it some presentation. Very much. This is not a lecture. This is only information, sharing information, knowledge to everyone in here, which is the title, the themes of the present conference is quite interesting, and then it's gonna be a good fun after I finish my presentation, maybe with discussion of it. So hopefully the presentation start, so we can start the discussion. So I'm still waiting for the screen. Do I have to do something here or?
Okay, it will take time, about 3 minutes.
All right then. So I'll wait for. So we mix it up the language with the Indonesian Minang language and in English in the same time. So what's the best? We stick with English because this is international conference, or?
Mix with
No, I'm quite happy to speak in 3 languages or 4 maybe. So all right, still waiting for the for the presentations. Any progress with the presentation?
Yeah, 30 minutes, yeah, okay. All right, it is already on the screen.
All right, we can start with slideshow. Okay, so maybe just go next to the second slide. So someone maybe can help me to press the button so we can go straight to the second slide. Is that already started?
Yes.
All right, it's coming now. Okay. Next, just keep pressing the enter. Okay. Okay, that's enough. All right then. So we go to the real challenge right now. We have a big challenge, which is what they call the world population and the food security. So, like we all know, the 15th of November 2022, we have 8 billion world population currently. And the predictions say that in 2050, the world population is going to reach to 9.8 billion. And then in 2050, Indonesian population is going to be reached to 322 millions. So the next question is how to feed them, how to feed all these people. So this is all the opportunities coming, that how to feed them. For example, if we talking about the Indonesian people, majority you always eat rice, and then a lot of around the people around the world, they eat bread, which is wheat, and then that's how the opportunity is coming, that we're gonna need an advance in grain research and development, because without the grain, we cannot do a farming. All right, so we go back to the next slide, a little bit background. All right, so I believe everyone remember this when we grow in here. This is how the technology transformations changing so quick in the grain research and development. Remember that previous technology, we have human labor, we have hue in the like in the picture, and then after that we move to the animal powers, and then we're using a lot of tractor to do the farming, and then that's take a lot of time to generate the grain. And the next slide. So what happened next is people want to accelerate generating a new seed. Next slide, please. And then what happened in that latest technology? The purpose is the first one is they enable a plant scientist and a breeder to accelerate the development of the improved crops and agricultural practice. And then the second one is the screening of the plant, early growth, salinity tolerance, and drought and heat stress, nutrition, and water use efficiency. By knowing these all the components, they can predict that how good is this grain is gonna be. And then, so we are talking about what technology has been currently exists to help all these scientists, plant scientists, and then breeder to get a very advanced grain or seeds. And next slide. So the first technology, this is what they call that the control environment phenotyping. So phenotyping is like looking for physical changing on the plant itself, but this is only on control environment, not outdoor. So the first thing, this is one of the largest technology now, what they call that the LenmaTex Scanalizer 3D. So they're using camera, and they're using automatic bell, like you see in the picture there. You can like growing a plant on the belt, and then they are moving automatically. They got the watering, and then they get into the imaging hole, like what we see in the left picture. That all get into image, and then it happening in automatic. Just next, enter. And then the next one is what do you call this? The drought spotter. So like you see in the picture, we can see this is the combination of a load cell. So the plant is on the load cell. It measure the weight, and then the good thing about the system is they can measure how much the plant using water, like water evaporate from the pot. So this is very sensitive scale. They can measure like very close to 2 milligrams water or 5 grams water, and they are controlled, like you see you using the LED system in there, and then they are control environments like the temps, the humidity, and the light intensity. They have a good control of what variables make the plant is growing, and then they can control how much really the plant using water to be alive, get going. And the next one, next slide, please. And then we have this new technology, what they call the plant eyes, the 3D laser scanner. So we can easily generate how the plant is growing in 3D using the laser technology. This is quite advanced. You just need to scan this technology above the plant, and then suddenly you get the 3D, and then you can follow up how the plant is growing from every angle of growing. And the next one, next slide. And then the next one is this is what they call the growth chamber. So this is a chamber or a place where we can really control the humidity, the temperatures, and then the light on the plant grow. So they have some good control idea of how the plant is growing, what kind of environment he need, how much water they want to maximize the plants grow. And then that's all recording in the computer, and then they can come back later on to get all this information later. And the next one is so even the COO, the carbon dioxide, they can have a good control of, because it's very hard to control this all variable in outdoor environments, like in the field rice, for example, in the outside. Next slide. And then this is the new technology, just currently, they call it the X-ray CT system. So this is very much, they can see through the plant. Like, for example, there's a big door in there, that's the X-ray. So we know that X-ray has been using in the medicine, but now they're using that in the plant science as well to see. So let's say we can see the first picture in there, the one in the left is a wheat grain, just pretending that's a rice. So from outside, we hardly see the rice seed inside because there are husks protecting them. But with the X-ray, we can really see through the spike, and then we can counting how many, and then we can evaluate the quality of the grain, how good they are, because sometimes they look so big, but really they are not grow up inside the husk, for example. So, and then the next one is how they can see the root under the inside the pot as well, how they're growing, and then that's very good X-ray system. And then they generate you the 3D information as well, which is give it some scientists the idea of how the plant is growing in the early. And the next slide. So now we move from control environments phenotyping before. Now we go to the field, we go to outside. And then this is a new technology, what they call the field explorer. So in that picture there, they got like a 4 or 5 sensors, including the LiDAR 3D, and then we have hyperspectral camera inside, and we got the RGB. It's quite advanced technology inside that image box, and then they can get a lot of information from the field explorer when they go through the plant. So that's for pharma to use. Next slide. And then the next one is they're using a unmanned air vehicle or drone or manned aircraft for the aerial field phenotyping. You see in the picture there, they can set up a lot of camera or sensors on the drone. They can through past the field, and they have a sense of which one is spot is quite good, which one is drought suffering, and then which one is getting good growing that with this technology. And the next slide. And then this is another type of mobile. This is more advanced, and then it's more easier to get into the truck to moving around, because in Australia we got a lot of farmer, and then we can bring this along, put it in the trailer, and then we can setting up a camera inside, and then we can control it very, very well. And then we got like LiDAR and then green seeker sensors in there, and then we have GPS information in there. It's quite advanced technology, and then a lot of company in Europe trying to build a lot of this technology right now. And next slide. And then this is the hyperspectral imaging system. Looks like, but the good thing about this hyperspectral imaging is, remember, eyes can only see the visible informations, but this hyperspectral imaging, they can see beyond what's the visible human vision can see. So, for example, if we have like a hot metal, our eyes cannot sense that, but our skin can sense that. But with this camera, it will showing you straight away, and then you measure the temperature of that metal. So meaning you cannot touch that. But in visible, you don't know sometimes how hot they are. So they're using this technology as well to see what growing or what any disease on the plant, because they have a different wavelength in terms of the normal RGB or the one we have in our normal camera. This is very advanced, it's very quite expensive device. And then next. So that's the end of the presentation. So the highlight is in 2050, 9.8 billion people is going to need to be fed. Otherwise, we're going to have a food crisis. And then the next one is we have to update, up to date, and then flexible to the current development in science and technology. So we cannot just stuck with using a tractor or using or animal or using our human power. We have to look what current science and technology available to accelerate our growing, for example. And the most important thing is we need to be adaptive in any changings. We cannot just stuck saying that, nah, I cannot follow up, because even though now with the mobile phone, they keep changing so quick, we cannot say stop. We cannot. If you cannot following up the changings, and then we're just gonna be left behind. So we have to be adaptive. And then the next one is the last one is we need to build the social networking within the industrial and the business society, including the academic as well. Otherwise, we cannot catching up with what happened in terms of the science and then technology around the world if we don't have any good social networking. That might be my last presentations. and then maybe we can start a bit with discussion maybe.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, good communication. I mean, it is being that's so he developed famous pack. Is that right, Baba?
Suaranya putus-putus.
Okay, so due to the denser population, Bapak Guntur and team did research and development, especially in the field of bio and agriculture. And in order to solve the problem in the future, yang tadi digambarkan about world population and as well as Indonesian population in 2050. Yeah, due to the rare of water supply, maybe the land or soil, jadi dikembangkan sebuah teknologi di mana nanti hasil agriculture itu become more efficient, but is still in high quality. Is there any question, audience? Kita buka question and answer session in 15 minutes. It would be 2 questions. Well, I would like to know, Pak Guntur, is there any specific condition, maybe let's say the weather or soil or the water, that we can apply such kind of tool?
Yeah, depend on what kind of issue we have. For example, as a lot of Indonesian researchers, especially from the rice research group, they're always coming to our facility, for example, asking for, we need to find some seed with quite resistant to the salt, because we got like a field rice so close to the sea, which is the salinity of the soil is quite high. We need to find something like a grain or seed can grow in that situation. And then that's why they're doing a lot of research in our facility, try to mix it up between how much salinity the seed can grow, and then they can accelerate the growing of a new seed, and then they can the grain, and then they can using that or in Australia, for example, they have a big issue always is the drought, because their land is always so dry, and then the what they call it, the irons capacity on the land is so high. So if you put a normal grain on the ground, and they just not growing up, so they have to find more grain which is resistant to the drought and resistant to the soil lack of iron, for example. So depend on what kind of issue we have.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I'm questioning because most of our area, especially in West Sumatra, so it belongs to mountainous area. Di mana plantation kita kan mostly in mountainous area. Jadi so the solidity also will influence the process.
Yep. And the drought as well, because in the near future, rice is one of the plant who need a lot of water. But soon enough, we're gonna have a lack of water everywhere. We're gonna have a dryer, and then that's why they need to find some seed with resistant to salinity and then drought. Majority of the research here just try to find a grain which is resistant to salt, and then dry, more tough on the dry season or something.
I see. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, is there any question? Okay. All right. So this is the end. Yeah. Okay. Bagi yang ingin menindaklanjuti atau bertanya lebih jauh tentang presentasi barusan, jadi silakan nanti di chat saja ya, di chat board. Okay, I think thank you very much, Bapak Guntur. It is a very great presentation, and again, applause for our presenter. And thank you very much.
Mohon maaf kalau ada salah-salah kata. And this is the end for our second session, and it will be continued by Ibu Elis Komalasari. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Our third session is about to begin. Please sit nicely. Thank you very much. Respectable, the Dean of Faculty of Tarbiyah and Education, the Honorable Speaker, Professor Dr. Mazlina, I can see.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Di mana beliau ya? Where are you, Doctor?
Assalamualaikum. I'm here.
Okay, I can see. Okay, thank you. The Honorable, our speaker, Professor Madya Dr. Mazlina binti C. Mustafa. And the Honorable all participants of this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Elis Komalasari, the moderator of this session. I'm very pleased to see you here and welcome all of you to this conference. The topic is about children in digital world, and our speaker today is Professor Madya Dr. Mazlina binti C. Mustafa. She is lecturer and director at National Child Development and Research Center, UPSI, Malaysia. And she received her bachelor degree in TESOL, yeah, Prof. TESOL in Edinburgh. And then she received her master degree in early childhood at Macquarie University. Macquarie University is my dream, Prof. And about her PhD, she received in education. Okay, in Canterbury University, New Zealand. Okay, before the presentation began, let me inform how the presentation will be going on. First, Professor Madya Dr. Mazlina will be invited to present the material. After that, there will be question and answer session and followed by conclusion. Now, allow me to welcome the speaker, Professor Dr. Mazlina binti C. Mustafa. Time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let me check whether you can hear me properly over there. Is my voice okay? Just checking on the sound. Can you hear me?
Okay, Prof.
All right, Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, Alice, Bu Alice, the moderator for our session, the Dean, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen. But can you see the slide as well? If you can hear, just thumbs up so I know that you can see my slide.
Yes. Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. It is a very great honor for me to be here with all of you at the International Conference on Education, Science and Engineering with an important theme, transformation of technology in the field of education, science and engineering, challenges and opportunities. 2022, organized by Fakultas Tarbiyah and Ilmu Keguruan Universitas Islam Negeri Mahmud Yunus Batu Sangkar. And today I would like also to share my excitement because my university, Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris, celebrates 100 years exactly today, Alhamdulillah, 29th November 1922 when it was first established. So just to share my excitement with all the audience today and also align with the theme of the conference, I will be sharing with you an important topic as introduced by Bu Alice just now. The children in digital world. Okay, so digital world started many years ago with the rise of mobile network operators and of course better internet coverage. As what we're having now, we have better internet coverage, so we can do hybrid conference. Okay, and not to forget that the COVID-19, there's a blessing in disguise. You know, the COVID-19 response has accelerated the need for the digital solutions as many services had to go online. But the question is, to be or not to be, right? Whether are we going to do it? Are we going to involve children in our digital world? So, ladies and gentlemen, the old debate, you know, there's always been debate, ongoing debate, whether technology, or in this case, we're talking about digital technology, in early childhood education, is it good or is it bad? Okay, however, it's time to talk about how early childhood education can make developmentally appropriate decisions about educational technology on behalf of children and parents in early childhood education program. As we know just now, we had two invited speakers spoke on the on health and also on agriculture. These are the two sectors that have been forerunners in terms of innovation, funding, R&D, and achieving digital transformation. The main reason for this is the immediate or urgency to solve the problem. So it comes to human life or money. On the contrary, the education sector doesn't have this kind of urgency, although we had this 2020 COVID-19 pandemic sort of like forced the educational institution to reinvent themselves digitally. So the hikmahnya, there's also a blessing in disguise. And since then, we witnessed numerous digital transformation projects with education. However, majority of them, sometimes educators, especially early child educators, they do not know what to do beyond the online classroom. Because there are so many more can be done with the digital technology, but majority of the early child education educators, they just go for online classes. And for many educators, digital transformation starts and ends just at online class also. However, let me introduce to you the landscape of digital in early child education, digitalization, okay? And of course, you have seen, you have been in this era, you have gone through the pandemic era. There are a range of digital tools are used in daily ECE activities or early child education activities. And there are a range of knowledge and competencies that children acquired, okay? And also not only for teaching and learning, but also teachers, administrators use digital documentation for administration. So we no longer, stick to paper and pen and, analog filing, but we do online because of the digitalization. And when we talk about digital technologies, as you can see, there are a wide range of digital technologies. And if you can see all the pointing to each other, so these are all mobile, and also they are connected devices. So you can see, like from one person, can you do some shopping, you can make phone calls, you can send emails, and you can have cloud computing, social media, big data, just mentioned by the first invited speaker this morning, robotics, and open up new opportunities to bring processes, people, and data together. So they are very much connected in this digital area. And as you can see here, I'm just sharing with you the landscape of digital influence on children. As you can see here is that you can see the children's engagement with certain types of digital devices, and it varies widely. And this is data taken from United States, okay? Because we don't have yet data from local countries. And for example, you can see here, television obviously has been the most engaged digital device, which total up to 88. And of course, younger children, they watch television more often, like about 74. And it goes up until 9 to 11, most of them are watching. However, you can see the trend as they are entering digital world, they are more connected to devices such as tablet computer, smartphone, and also desktop and laptop computer. You can see here smartphone is almost equal to tablet computer, and as young as 0 to 2 years old, they have been using tablet computers and also smartphone. So that is the reality where parents actually responded to this questionnaire on the engagement of their own children with certain type of digital devices. Okay, and this is a recent wide in 2020. And what do they watch when they use the digital devices? So this is the top video content apps among children. And as you can see here, YouTube appears to be the most watched content apps among children. Probably songs come in, they watch so many videos on the YouTube, and we do not know what is the next one, which is 14%. And of course, obviously they use other content, video content, and they've been using WhatsApp, and TikTok has becoming more popular among children when they watch YouTube. And some of TikTok have been a bit more educational these days. And of course, you have Roblox, the famous games. And unfortunately, you can see that not many children actually watch YouTube Kids. This is not popular compared to the normal YouTube. They like to watch more adult, probably, YouTube video content compared to the YouTube videos. So that's about the video content. And this is another example. The landscape that we can share today is about how drastic the use and the increase of digital devices. For example, tablet, smartphone, a game, according to the age, right? So if you can see, the blue one is 0 to 4, and the thick one, the black one, is 11 and younger, and also 5 to 11, the green one. So see, all the trends are showing upward movement to show that and to highlight that there is an increase within parents using smartphone and also tablet and console, and also they use Snapchat, Facebook, and so on. So like it or not, our children, they live in the digital world. All right. And we as educationists or parents, maybe would definitely have responsibilities here. We need to guide our children. It is inevitable. You cannot avoid it anymore, but we can guide them. So let's look at what is the guiding principle. First and foremost, there are 4 guiding principles, but the first one we are talking about, when used appropriately, in the right way, it can be a tool for learning. Okay, it can help children grow and learn, especially when parents and educators play an active role. When we say active role, that means you cannot simply give gadgets to your children and let them play whatever they want to play without supervising the content, without supervising the time, okay? But they can learn, they can use the technology to explore new worlds, they can learn about technology, and they can solve problems. And but first, how do you determine what is developmentally appropriate? So there are 3 C's that you need to focus, when you want to make sure that they are using it in the right way. First, you need to look at the content. Okay, so the question that you should ask yourself is that, how does the child learn and engage, express, imagine, explore, when it comes to learning? And the second C is the context. Okay, so when you want to let children play with a gadget, or you want to design activities with children using digital devices, you can ask what kind of social interactions, such as, how does conversation between parents and peers are happening, before, during and after the use of technology? Does it complement? Does it interrupt with the children's learning experiences? And also, does it interrupt with the natural play patterns? So these are the questions in terms of context that you need to ask to ensure that, you are concentrating on the developmental levels of the children. And also, you have to distinct between active and passive use. So to understand how to use technology appropriately with young children, families, and educators should understand the differences between passive and active use of technology. So what does it mean by passive use of technology? Okay, it means that when children are consuming content, such as just watching a program on television, a computer, or even like a handheld device like smartphone, without accompanying reflection. There's no reflection, there's no imagination or participation, just watching. So that's a very passive way of using digital devices. However, active occurs when children use technologies such as computers, devices, or apps to engage in meaningful learning, okay, and storytelling experiences, for example. So these are the examples where you can also use these devices or content to communicate, to guide playing physical game and so on. So that is the first guiding principle. So make sure educationists and even you as lecturers, for example, in the field, make sure these are well delivered to those who are using digital devices with children. And the second principle is make sure that it increases access to learning opportunities for all children. Okay, so when appropriately used by early learners with guidance and modeling by adults, technology can complement and extend learning in ways that you easily achieve otherwise. For example, technology or digital devices can introduce children more directly to cultures and places outside their community. Sometimes because the distance, cannot travel that far, but this will give access to other children to learn about other culture. And it can also have access to other learning opportunities. You can have this global learning studies, learn about other things. Secondly, the second guiding principle is about digital use divide. So what about digital use divide? So digital use divide is a term coined by theorists and also has been widely used by UNICEF. It is to show that there is a widening digital use divide where some children have the opportunities to use technology actively, while others, they just use it very primarily, very passively. And it is usually shows that children at lower income levels, they're more likely to complete passive tasks. You know, they don't have many gadgets, and compared to those who have higher socioeconomic status. And because they don't have access to devices, they have less opportunity to learn how to use these digital tools more actively. So compared to those who have access to the technology and digital devices. And also we talk about special children with digital, children with disabilities. We also have to make sure that when you use technology, it also covers children with disabilities also, because they have every single right to use digital devices in the 21st century. And also we'll talk about dual language learners. For example, in Malaysia, English is our second language, and Indonesia, I think, is second or foreign language, the status of English. Is it a foreign language? Or second?
Second foreign language.
Okay, so maybe you see that you need to be able to translate some of the languages used in the devices or apps in your own language as well. So it gives access to other children with English as a second or third language, foreign language. And the third guiding principle is talking about technology that or digital devices that can strengthen relationships. Okay, so you want to make it stronger among parents, families, educators, and young children. So what has been happening is that parents let children use, parents also using gadgets without having this very intentional use of devices or gadgets. Okay, so you make sure that it strengthens the relationship, you know, and you can use these devices. For example, you can use digital portfolios, you know, documenting what children do at the childcare centers, kindergarten. You take videos, video recordings, and you share with the parents and families. And this provide more opportunities for them to validate the children's efforts and accomplishments. And it also opens up opportunities for the parents to engage the child about their learning and how they can reinforce or strengthen the learning at school or at early childhood centers. And you can also, this is about to strengthen relationship with children with disabilities also. Now we are, you know, moving towards more inclusive environment where children with disabilities, they are supposed to be included in whatever progress that we make at early childhood education center, for example. And also, the last one is about how adults and peers interact with COVID with young children. So as an educationist, education teacher in early child education, you make sure that you give the opportunities for adults and peers to interact COVID with young children. According to the American Pediatric Academy, AAP, they say that there is no screen time for infants and toddlers, like 2 years and below, at all. Okay, but if you were to use the screen with very young children, you need to co-view with them. You know, you cannot just give the gadgets to them. You need to co-view, you need to sit next to them, you know, and it has to be interactive. And make sure the advertisement and in-app purchases, they are according to the guidelines given, you know, because there are so many apps out there, but you have to know which one is the most appropriate for the level and for the development of your own children. And also, please stay up to date with all this. Google is very hard to keep up with the technology these days. You know, they can be very fast obsolete in a matter of a blink of eye, because technology keeps on changing and transforming, but we have to stay up to date and informed. And this is for the sake of our children. We need to know, we need to be more advanced than our children when it comes to technology, because we need to guide them so that they can use technologies according to the development. So when we have these guiding principles, obviously we need to prepare ourselves. So what are the prerequisites needed? Obviously, and for teachers, you need to have competence to create technology-based activities. You need to invest your time, you need to invest your money so that you become more competent, not only to use, okay, but also to create technology-based activities. So we may not know, we hope there is no more pandemic after this, but we never know. With or without pandemic, sometimes we need to use the hybrid mode of learning. So you need to be more advanced. And obviously, when you need to have the competence, in-service trainings or professional development is very important, so that you will understand what knowledge and skills needed for children. Okay, sometimes I must admit myself, I'm not very IT savvy myself, but there is no excuse for us not to know anymore when we become an educator, or even if we can educate ourselves as parents. And you need to know also what are the policy and the practical frameworks that need to be in place when we talk about technology in early child education, because as I said just now, there are some limitations when it comes to screen time with younger children and how we can use technology and digital devices appropriately with children. And just to share with you some of the effective classroom practices, just now I talk about their slight difference when you want to use it with infant and toddlers, and also when you want to use technology or digital devices with older children in preschool. So for infant and toddlers, so what you have to do, you have to allow children to explore digital in the context of human interactions. It has to be interactive. And as I mentioned earlier, you need to have a co-view. So adult can be a mediator or co-player. So you open the video and you talk about it, be more interactive. It has to be in a certain limit of time. And as I said, it cannot be passive, it has to be, don't open the YouTube and just let the children watch. No, you have to talk about what's the content of the YouTube. It doesn't have to be that long. Enough for them to learn something, because sometimes you need to be aware of the radiation that comes from the screen or from the computer. And also, it is also recommended, if you can have images of their families, from mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters and friends, or animals or objects, something that they are more familiar when it comes to, interaction, because they are still young. And another effective practice, classroom practice is with the preschool, is that you have to allow children to freely explore touchscreens. So this is when they are more advanced in terms of the development. So you can let them touch the screens loaded with a wide variety of developmental proprietary media experiences. And another example is that you can explore digital storytelling with children. You can co-create digital books with photos of their own work or play, and you can attach the digital videos. It can be very, very interesting. It can become very meaningful as well as very personalized to them. Okay. Even though we have some effective classroom practices with younger children or preschool children, but this is not without challenges. So what are the challenges? The challenges is to understand of the digital technologies itself. Okay. So children generally speaking, they grow up in media-rich homes, and they can have also public spaces. They can see these digital devices everywhere in their surroundings. But the challenge is that the range of access to and also adults' understanding of digital technologies varies enormously. That means, having to say that is that we as parents or education, sometimes we have, very understanding of digital technologies. What can be used to explain better, to teach better using digital technologies. So we need to keep up, we need to upgrade, and we need to upskill ourselves with this digital technology. Otherwise, we'll be left behind. So another challenges is that we are not digital native. You know, we are not born. I don't know. I'm almost 50 years old. When I was born, there was no smartphone, no internet. So we grew up in a world where digital devices, digital technology, kind of new to us. But our children, they are born with the environment. So when we talk about typewriters, they don't know what typewriters are. You know, they know computers. They had never seen the old phone. They know only smartphone. So these are the challenges we have to be updated. And another challenges, I already mentioned this, is the digital divide. I'm sure even in Malaysia, and I think it goes the same with the Indonesian children, economically disadvantaged children, they have fewer opportunities to learn, explore, and communicate digitally. So we have to address this issue. Especially we want them to get the equal rights of, you know, being in the digital world where they can maximize and optimize the use of digital devices. And another challenge is that, you know, parents and educators of young children, they receive mixed messages about new technologies. So they are not sure whether, is this Roblox good? Is this Minecraft good for my children? And this kind of mixed messages sometimes make them feel not confident in supporting effective use. So, you know, sometimes when they are looking at the screen for so long, you become anxious. You don't know what they're watching, you know, whether you should allow them to use the devices or you should take away the device from them. So these are the mixed message that they are not clear of when they let their children use digital devices because they grow up in the digital world, you know. And also another challenge is that exposure to problematic experience. This is very true indeed, because when you allow them to go online, for example, okay, they may be exposed to potentially problematic experience with digital media. Okay, they may be exposed to inappropriate content, especially age. They can accidentally purchase, you know, using your credit, and also exposed to health and social impact and misuse of data. So these are the some of the challenges when you allow them to go online or use your digital devices. You know, you also at the same time you are exposing them to problematic experiences. That's where you go back to the guiding principle that we talked about earlier. And also, we talk about the very parents and teachers technology expertise. You know, they are more likely to perceive the benefits of potential risks of children's digital activities. Although there are some challenges, we must also look at the positive side of digital world. We can have engagement assistance. So educators and parents should be encouraged to engage with children use of technologies. You should be assisting enjoyment, you know, play and learning together. The keywords is always do it together and do not let them use without any supervision from parents or teachers. And also just now we talk about screen time notion. Obviously we need to follow the guidelines by the pediatrician, for example, but we need to reframe the notion because we want to emphasize the quality of children's engagement. It's not the quantity, the quality, but they can be watching in a videos or about 5 minutes, for example, but that 5 minutes worth the engagement with balancing the other daily activities offline and online. So another opportunity is that you need to get well-informed advice, appropriate ways of technology integration. So in order to enhance children's well-being, learning, safety, as well as appropriate ways of integrating technologies into play-based pedagogies. Can go ahead with the play-based pedagogies, but you can always incorporate and integrate technologies to make sure that the children gets the maximum or optimum learning experiences. And what we can say here about children in digital world, they are inevitably have to move forward to digital citizenship. So what is digital citizenship? It's a set of norms and practices. So these are the two combination, norms and practices, regarding appropriate and responsible technology use. So you have to make sure it is appropriate, it is responsible use. And what does it require? It requires a whole community approach. You know, starting from parents, teachers, leaders in the community, to think critically and behaving safely and participating responsibly online. So when you have this, you know, stem on digital citizenship, these are the set of norms and practices that you have to comply with. And I think that's all for my presentation today, just to give you an overview of what and how it looks like to be children in the digital world. Thank you very much. Have I exceeded the time? Alice?
Okay, Professor, thank you for the information and interesting topic. Thank you for giving us the great material. And now we have one question in chat box from Miss Elfie.
Right, so do I read the question or you read the question, Alice?
Yes. Miss Elfie asks, what is the effect and impact of digital technology for children in terms of psychological and mental health, and how to educate the children to use digital technology? And then, what safe digital technology that can be used for children? Can you answer now, or we collect the question?
Okay, the first question was about the effects, right? On the mental health, is it? On the health? Was it?
Okay. Maybe from participant, there's question.
Okay.
For participant, apa ada yang mau bertanya dari partisipan?
Ada yang bertanya tentang
Any question? Boleh menggunakan bahasa?
Boleh, boleh. Tidak. Saya boleh cakap bahasa Melayu. Kita dari rumpun yang sama.
Ya. Puan Mazlina siap menjawab dengan bahasa.
Yeah. Bisa. InsyaAllah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Kamu ngadepnya ke sini. Ke sini. Kamera.
Pelajar ke itu? Mahasiswa? Mahasiswi?
Yang terhormat,
yes, Profesor.
Terhormat Bu Elis di sini. Perkenalkan, saya Pramita Rusadi dari jurusan PIAUD semester 3. Di sini Mita ingin Baiklah, di sini Mita ingin bertanya, Bu, pada masa sekarang anak yang lahir dikenal dengan generasi alpha yang menjadi native digital sehingga memiliki dampak positif dan negatif. Pertanyaannya, di antara kita sudah mengakar mulai dari usia dini sampai orang tua kecanduan smartphone. Pertanyaannya, bagaimana strategi sebagai guru pendidikan anak usia dini untuk memaksimalkan manfaat teknologi dan mengatasi dampak negatif dari kecanduan smartphone. Mungkin hanya itu, Bu. Sekian, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jadi Profesor, she is our student in early childhood education, Win Batu Sangkar. She is named Paramita Rusadi. Ya, Paramita Rusadi tadi bertanya terkait kita bahwa anak-anak pada era ini sudah memasuki era digital dan masuk ke generasi alpha. Ya, nah di dalam problema saat ini orang tua dan anak-anak itu sudah adik, sudah kecanduan gadget. Nah, bagaimana pertanyaannya itu, bagaimana cara guru untuk strategi guru untuk mengurangi kecanduan atau addiction, gadget addiction to children? How teacher strategies to decrease the addiction? Okay, Prof. Terima kasih.
InsyaAllah. Okey, soalan yang saya jawab dalam, mohon izin ya, organizer, saya menjawab dalam bahasa Melayu ya. Okey, supaya lebih sampai mesejnya. Boleh dengan izin? Okey, yang pertama memang addiction, digital addiction ataupun gadget addiction adalah satu yang fenomena yang sangat membimbangkan, ya, sama ada bukan sahaja dalam kalangan kanak-kanak tetapi juga dalam kalangan orang dewasa seperti kita ni. Kan kita mampu membeli handphone dan kita boleh tahu berapa kerap kita memegang handphone, boleh dikatakan sepanjang masa ya kita sentiasa melihat kepada handphone kita. Adakah kita kecanduan ataupun ketagihan? Itu adalah soalan yang pertama kita tanya sebagai seorang dewasa, kerana salah satu cara untuk kita mengurangkan kecanduan ataupun ketagihan gadget ini adalah you have to lead by example. Okay, menunjukkan qudwah, menunjukkan contoh teladan yang baik kepada anak-anak. Itulah yang pertama yang saya rasa boleh dilakukan oleh kita sebagai orang yang lebih dewasa supaya mereka tahu bagaimana mereka melihat kita menggunakan gadget itu sendiri. Jadi kita perlu sebagai orang tua, sebagai orang yang dewasa pada mereka menunjukkan bahawa bila kita berada bersama dengan mereka, kita sentiasa kena berikan perhatian. Bukannya bila berbual dengan anak-anak, kita masih lagi menggunakan handphone. Mata kita tengok di skrin handphone tetapi anak bercakap dengan kita. So, saya rasa itu fenomena yang biasa kita dapati sekiranya ibu bapa tidak sedar tentang bagaimana pentingnya mereka menunjukkan contoh teladan yang baik. Itu pertama. Kemudian kedua, anak-anak ini masih lagi dalam peringkat mereka tidak tahu batas-batas. Okay, jadi kita sebagai orang dewasa sama ada sebagai guru ataupun ibu bapa yang mempunyai gadget biasanya di rumah. Kalau di sekolah saya rasa tidak ada masalah sangat kerana di sekolah ataupun di childcare center atau kindergarten mereka tidak ada gadget biasanya. Tetapi kalau di rumah memang ada sahaja gadget itu di rumah. Jadi mereka perlu ada satu peraturan. Ya, peraturan bagaimana bila masa nak menggunakan gadget. Jadi ibu bapa harus firm, you have to be firm, tegas apabila menggunakan gadget tersebut. Kerana ada sebenarnya masa yang diperlukan oleh anak-anak mereka menggunakan gadget kerana sekarang ada tugasan-tugasan yang mereka memerlukan melihat kepada internet, gadget dan sebagainya. So, tetapi kena ada peraturan yang jelas dan peraturan ini harus dibincang bersama dengan anak-anak. Ya, kalau anak-anak itu sudah boleh memahami, kita bincang kenapa tidak boleh menggunakan gadget sepanjang masa supaya bila kita katakan kecanduan ni adalah apabila mereka menggunakan gadget itu secara berterusan tanpa ada kawalan ni. Jadi kena ada satu peraturan yang dibuat bersama-sama dengan anak-anak sambil kita sebagai orang yang lebih dewasa menerangkan kepada mereka kenapa mereka hanya boleh menggunakan gadget pada masa tertentu. Kenapa mereka hanya boleh perlu meminta izin dahulu, ask for permission bila hendak menggunakan gadget dan memberikan. Jadi itu salah satu caralah. Kemudian libatkan anak-anak lah. Kalau kita tahu bila kecanduan atau ketagihan ni adalah mereka ni tidak tahu apa lagi nak buat di rumah. Jadi kena ada aktiviti-aktiviti yang juga mendorong mereka membuat aktiviti yang tidak menggunakan gadget. Contohnya melakukan aktiviti bercerita dengan anak-anak bersama-sama dan juga luangkan masa dengan anak-anak. So mereka ada alternatif. Sekiranya mereka tidak menggunakan gadget, mereka tahu mereka ada masa bersama ibu bapa dan itu sebenarnya yang mereka inginkan daripada kita sebagai orang dewasa, sama ada kita sebagai guru ataupun sebagai ibu bapa. Dan juga kena ada juga tempoh mana kita ada satu masa yang mana kita waktu makan tidak boleh ada gadget. Kita adakan macam gadget free time. Masa yang tidak ada gadget. Masa makan contohnya, masa nak tidur contohnya, kita kena bincang dengan anak-anak dan kita kena konsisten dengan peraturan yang telah kita bincangkan bersama mereka. Itulah sedikit very brief tips bagaimana kita boleh mengurangkan ketagihan ataupun kecanduan menggunakan gadget, terutama kepada kanak-kanak yang masih kecil. Adakah saya menjawab soalan? Bu Elis?
Okay, thank you Profesor. Jadi untuk mengurangi adiksi atau kecanduan pada gadget, orang tua dan guru bisa memberikan perhatian dan kemudian aktivitas-aktivitas seperti bercerita atau permainan-permainan yang sesuai dengan anak. Jadi kita tidak bisa mengurangi kecanduan kalau orang tuanya tidak memberikan alternatif kegiatan atau aktivitas yang lain. Kemudian and then Professor maybe can answer the question in chat box.
Okay, let me look what's the I have to stop sharing first. Okay, chat, let me see. Right, so what is the impact of digital technology in terms of psychology and mental health and how to educate children? Okay, all right, so thank you for your questions. I've talked about how to educate children to use digital technology positively. We talked about the guiding principles that we shared just now in my presentation, but obviously you have to talk with them and discuss, how to use digital technology positively. And also this education of wise digital use have to be in place, have to be in the policy. Okay, as educators, you have to be in the policy. So I from my experience when I visited some childcare centers, the teachers just use the YouTube and and put it on without discussing the content of the YouTube, for example. And I think this is not good because you are not actually guiding them the content. You are not using it in a positive manner, in a very passive way. So you need to educate according to the age level, because sometimes when they are still infants and toddlers, it's quite difficult for them to rationalize the reasons why they can't use the digital technology excessively. But when they grow older, so this kind of education needs to be in place. So you can talk to them about the effects of it. You can also discuss with them why is it not good for them to spend so much time using the gadget. And so, but they can use it at certain times. You cannot take away the digital technology, completely from them. They can use it, but in according to the right way, with the right content. So you can. That is where the education comes in place, because educator is not simply telling, but it's also about showing them. Okay. and the effect and impact just now, we talk about older children, for example, the mental health issue related to the gadget or digital technology. There are many, but what we can do is that you have to, as parents, for example, as teachers, you need to closely, frequently supervise the use of gadgets with their children. And I guess this is more worrying when they become teenagers. Okay, when they are still young, you can still have that, you can be firm decision when and what to use, but you have to be consistent. Okay, but with the older children, the impact is that when, for example, when they're teenagers or pre-teenagers, they can actually be easily stressed, with the peer pressure. They can be involved in cyberbullying, for example. They can also be exposed as pedophile. There's so many problematic experiences as I shared with you in the challenges just now.
Thank you, Professor, for the answer. And one more question.
Do you have early child education over there? In what, Sangka? Okay.
This is student of early childhood education.
All right.
Okay, silahkan.
Baik, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Baik, terima kasih sebelumnya, Bu. Perkenalkan, nama saya Nova Yulia dari jurusan PIAUD semester 3.
Ramai peminatnya tu?
Nova Yulia, Bu.
Saya kata ramai peminatnya.
Salam kenal, Bu.
Silakan.
Jadi pertanyaannya gini, Bu. Iya, Pak. Jadi pertanyaannya gini, Bu. Jadi kan Ibu tadi menjelaskan yaitu praktek yang efektif di dalam kelas itu membiarkan anak-anak menjelajahi layar sentuh dengan bebas dengan syarat bahwa media itu dengan media interaktif yang sesuai. Jadi pertanyaan Nova, Bu, bagaimana media interaktif yang sesuai ini dengan anak, Bu? Mungkin sekian dari saya kembalikan.
Ya, terima kasih Nova. Jadi pertanyaannya, bagaimanakah media interaktif yang sesuai untuk anak di preschool, Profesor?
Oh, okay. So, terima kasih atas soalan yang sangat baik tadi. Soalannya ialah tentang media interaktif, ya? Betul ya? Maksudnya adakah soalan itu berkaitan tentang ciri-ciri?
Tidak, bertanya what kind of interactive media.
Oh, okay. So, media interaktif yang sesuai untuk anak-anak ini adalah yang contohnya kalau kita tengok media interaktif, contoh saya kata Facebook, itu adalah media interaktif. Ya, atau maksudnya menggunakan social media sebagai satu platform untuk kita bersosial contohnya. Tapi macam Facebook, Twitter dan Instagram itu hanya sesuai untuk mereka yang telah dewasa ataupun yang sedang melepasi umur daripada awal kanak-kanak. Itu satu contoh Kemudian video games juga, educational video games juga boleh dijadikan sebagai satu interaktif media selain daripada social media yang saya sebutkan tadi. Okay? Contohnya video game yang berbentuk education ini banyak di pasaran yang boleh disesuaikan dengan perkembangan mereka contohnya. Okay? Contohnya banyaklah, saya nak sebutkan pun terlalu banyak video-video game, tetapi yang paling pasti ialah kita harus sebagai orang dewasa harus lihat dulu adakah interaktif video game itu sesuai dengan peringkat umur anak kita. Kerana ada banyak video game yang tidak sesuai, iaitu yang ada unsur-unsur violent, terutamanya ada unsur-unsur porno misalnya, ya. Jadi dia masih bersifat interaktif tetapi tidak sesuai dengan budaya, umur dan perkembangan anak-anak. Kemudian ada juga media interaktif yang lain, seperti mobile device seperti smartphone, apps, semua itu adalah juga satu bentuk media interaktif dan juga yang berbentuk virtual reality. Jadi banyak sebenarnya istilah media interaktif yang kita boleh guna pakai untuk pembelajaran, tetapi pastikan itu adalah sesuai lah, ada banyak dia punya bentuk-bentuknya, yang antaranya saya katakan tadilah berbentuk social media. Tapi yang penting adalah media interaktif ini menunjukkan bahawa ada pelbagai cara bagaimana mereka boleh berkongsi maklumat, berinteraksi, dan juga bagaimana mereka engage, ya. Jadi banyak medium untuk interaktif media ini. Yang paling terbaru ni kita tengok apps lah yang banyak digunakan ni. Boleh jadi networking, boleh. Sebenarnya purpose ni adalah untuklah interaktif media ni ada tujuannya adalah pertama untuk berinteraksi dan menggunakan pelbagai bentuk interaksi lah, seperti disebutkan social media, ada apps, ada juga video games yang berbentuk education boleh digunakan. Semua itu menggunakan internet lah sebagai salah satu sumber untuk interaktif media.
Oke, thank you Profesor. Jadi media interaktif seperti apa yang sesuai? Tentunya kita bisa menggunakan sosial media, kemudian menggunakan video games dan konten-konten smartphone yang tentu harus sesuai dengan usia dari anak-anak.
Betul.
Ya, baik. There's no question.
Terima kasih kerana menjemput saya. Thank you for inviting me to the conference, and I welcome you, since Alice is also a postgraduate student at NCDRC. I welcome you to come to NCDRC. If you inshallah we will be seeing each other. Assalamualaikum, and thank you for the invite.
Okay, Waalaikumsalam. You're welcome, Professor. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we finally come to the end of this session. Let me to read our conclusion about the topic children in the digital world. So in early childhood education, teacher can use digital tools in daily activities which appropriate with the knowledge and competence that children acquire. Early childhood education institution need digital documentation for administration. And then there are 4 principles to guide our children in using digital technology. I'd like to thank the speaker for the informative and interesting presentation, and all the participants for the very active participation. Finally, give the applause for the speaker and for you all. Thank you very much, Professor. Profesor Dr. Mazlina binti C. Mustafa. And we will invite our student to visit NCDRC. Okay.
Inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. We hope our student hope that they can magang, yeah, magang in NCDRC, teaching practice in NCDRC. Okay.
We can do that as well. We can do reciprocal also.
What?
We can do reciprocal. That means we can send our students there, and you can send your students here. Inshallah.
Insya Allah next year ya. Okay. Thank you very much, Profesor Dr. Mazlina. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.
Audiens semua, dengan berakhirnya tadi pemateri ketiga, maka untuk sesi siang ini sudah berakhir. Terima kasih atas kehadiran semuanya, dan insya Allah siang nanti akan kita lanjutkan, tapi online semua. Mohon semua tetap hadir dari jam 1.15 sampai jam 3.30. Dan untuk sertifikat akan kami berikan bagi yang memang hadir full time. Karena ini gezahnya adalah international conference, maka saudara ketika mendapatkan sertifikat conference ini, itu akan tertutupi yang namanya skek kebutuhan untuk syarat tamat. Betul? Betul. Menyesal hadir hari ini? Harap pembicara yang tak kalah luar biasanya. Yang pertama Profesor Dr. Marjoni Imamora MSc, yaitu Rektor of UIN Mahmud Yunus Batu Sangkar. Yang kedua dari Maroko, Profesor Fatimah PhD. Yang ketiga Profesor Johannes Westberg dari Belanda. Untuk itu insya Allah kita akan menggali ilmu kembali di sesi berikutnya siang ini. Stay tune, jangan bosan-bosan. Dan insya Allah hari besok kita juga akan mengadakan presenter, penampilan dari penyaji makalah. Untuk itu seluruh mahasiswa diharapkan hadir. Nanti semua presenter akan menyampaikan hasil-hasil studi, hasil-hasil riset mereka dalam conference internasional yang diadakan oleh FTIC ini. Untuk itu sekali lagi mari kita berikan aplaus yang meriah. Terima kasih kepada moderator yang luar biasa membantu acara pada hari ini. Mudah-mudahan ini membawa keberkahan untuk UIN Mahmud Yunus Batu Sangkar. Mari kita beri aplaus yang meriah. Saya mewakili MC. Untuk sesi siang ini kita akhiri, kita sudahi dengan Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.